chemical irritant from Gloria's skin. The expensive cosmetic is the true allergen, not the pet. Jay confronts Gloria with the facts, proving that Stella was never the threat. He immediately drives back to reclaim the dog. Stella returns to the house as a cleared hero, while the luxury face cream is identified as the sole culprit behind the child's medical crisis. Manny watches a thief snatch his mother's phone in broad daylight. He freezes. The criminal escapes, and Manny is consumed by the guilt of his own cowardice. A subsequent car accident breaks his spirit completely. He declares he will never drive again. His stepfather, Jay, views this as an unacceptable weakness. Jay ignores Gloria's interference and forces Manny into the driver's seat. Manny sits paralyzed, his hands shaking on the wheel. Jay realizes Manny's fear of the road is only surpassed by his devotion to his mother. Jay points to a cyclist and tells Manny it is the thief. He claims the man is escaping with Gloria's private photos. The lie works. Manny's protective instinct suppresses his panic. He slams his foot onto the gas. He executes a violent, high-speed left turn, tires screaming against the asphalt. He chases the target through the city, ignoring every safety instinct he previously held. By the time the vehicle stops, the phantom thief is gone, but Manny's phobia is destroyed. Gloria admits the robbery was a fabrication, a calculated move to use Manny's love for her against his own fear. Manny does not care about the deception. He is focused on the adrenaline. He has transitioned from a victim to a driver. Jay leaves the car and walks home alone, his brutal lesson complete. Manny remains behind the wheel, finally in control of the machine. Claire seizes Mitchell's phone, the tool he uses to dictate his life in 5-minute increments. She aims to dismantle his need for control and forces him onto roller skates for a day of mandatory relaxation. Their path leads to a dark industrial tunnel, a site of childhood fear for Mitchell. Claire ignores his protests and pushes him into the darkness, claiming it will heal his trauma. The experiment fails immediately. Inside the tunnel, a homeless man intercepts Mitchell. The man robs him of his wallet and his skates. He even strips the silk tie from Mitchell's neck. Mitchell exits the other side of the tunnel on foot, disheveled and vulnerable. He retrieves his phone only to see a notification. His critical business meeting has been moved up. He has exactly 15 minutes to appear before his colleagues. The office is closer than their parked car. Mitchell realizes he cannot walk fast enough to save his career. He demands Claire's skates. He pulls the equipment over his dress socks and stands up in his suit. Mitchell begins a frantic, unstable sprint down the public road. He dodges pedestrians and fights for balance on the uneven pavement. A high-level attorney, missing his tie and his composure, wheels toward a professional crisis. The attempt to escape his schedule has resulted in a desperate struggle against the very clock he tried to ignore. He skates toward the office, trading his remaining dignity for the chance to arrive on time.
Cam secretly enrolls his daughter Lily in a junior clown college, ignoring Mitchell's long-standing disapproval. Cam is determined to pass down his clown persona, Fizbo, treating the profession as a mandatory family legacy. He views Lily's participation as a non-negotiable step in her upbringing. The debut performance becomes a display of intentional failure. Dressed in full makeup and oversized gear, Lily performs alongside Cam in their living room. During a slapstick routine, Lily uses a broom to repeatedly strike Cam with genuine force. She avoids every opportunity to be funny, opting instead for a performance that is physically aggressive and professionally hollow. Mitchell watches in silence, recognizing the act as a desperate plea for an exit. When the physical sabotage fails to deter Cam, Lily shifts to a psychological offensive. She realizes that her father's ego is the only thing stronger than his ambition for her. She sits him down and delivers a fabricated confession. She does not say she hates clowning. She says she is quitting because she can never match the brilliance of Fizbo. She tells Cam that his talent is so immense, it makes her feel inadequate. The manipulation works perfectly. Cam is moved to tears by the perceived tribute to his own greatness, and immediately releases her from the program. Lily sheds the clown persona and walks away. Mitchell witnesses the entire exchange, stunned by the complexity of the deception. He realizes Lily has no interest in the circus. By successfully faking a professional crisis to secure her freedom, she has proven she possesses the cold, calculated mind of a trial lawyer. Hailey Dunphy has spent years being dismissed as aimless. Behind the scenes, she has built a fashion blog, a digital portfolio documenting her aesthetic judgment. Andy, the Manny, recognizes her potential and pushes her to challenge the industry's elite. Hailey secures an interview with Gavin Sinclair, a top-tier stylist known for his arrogance. Gavin barely looks at her. He dismisses her blog as too cutesy and tells her she lacks edge. He compares her face to a cartoon lamb and orders her to leave. Hailey walks toward the door but stops. She turns back to face the man who just insulted her. Gavin decides to humiliate her further. He points to his assistant, Nikki, and demands Hailey identify 5 flaws in her outfit. Hailey doesn't hesitate. She dissects the look with surgical precision. She points out that the tank top creates a uniboob, and the watch is oversized for the frame. She notes the clashing textures of the hair and pants, and the dated choice of wedge boots. Finally, she targets the belt, stating it has been out of fashion for 3 years. The studio falls silent. Hailey's technical breakdown has dismantled the assistant's confidence and Gavin's elitism. She proves that her cute exterior hides a sharp, professional eye. Gavin realizes her expertise is a weapon he can use. He stops her departure and offers her the job on the spot. Hailey secures her career not through a plea for mercy, but through a high-stakes demonstration of professional superiority.
Mitchell and Cam stand in a manager's office only to learn their wedding date is gone. A 16-year-old girl named Tracy has booked the venue for a sweet 16 party. Mitchell's refusal to commit earlier caused the delay. They immediately open social media to find a weakness. They identify Tracy's former best friend, Sophie, and a conflict involving a boy named Rodney. The men enter the local mall where both girls work. They separate to begin a coordinated social engineering operation. Mitchell approaches Sophie in a clothing store, pretending to shop for a niece. Cam finds Tracy at a phone kiosk. They do not mention the wedding. They plant specific details about the girls' shared history and the rumors surrounding Rodney. They use the teenager's own insecurities to bridge the gap between them. By manipulating the girls' perception of betrayal and loyalty, they force a reconciliation. The girls decide to merge their parties and move to a different location. The wedding venue is back on the table. Mitchell then checks his records and realizes their anniversary is on a different date entirely. His initial hesitation, which Cam labeled as a character flaw, was actually a response to a calculation error. The 2 men stand in the mall, the venue secured but their logic dismantled. Cam realizes Mitchell's indecision saved them from booking the wrong day, while Mitchell realizes Cam's impulsiveness almost forced them into a permanent mistake. The social engineering succeeds, but the internal friction between the couple remains unresolved.
Alex sits at a table with 2 boys. When one boy mentions a movie scene in Shanghai and expresses a desire to visit Japan, Alex interrupts. She points out that Shanghai is in China. The boy falls silent and looks at his drink. The social momentum stops. Hailey watches the failure and pulls Alex aside. She tells Alex that her habit of correcting people is destroying her appeal. Hailey explains a fundamental rule of social interaction. Flirting is about increasing your own value